Hello, welcome to my session today. All right, and we are going to be talking about what financial freedom is not. Just before I get into that, I want to make sure that I'm live on all the platforms that we're going to be using today. So, in previous sessions, I've talked so much about what financial freedom is and the stages of financial freedom and how long it takes to get financial freedom. If you've not seen any of these videos, I want you to find them and watch them because it will be helpful, right? And if you're looking for where to find them, yes, you can find them on my social media pages, 111, or you can find them on my YouTube playlist. The name of the playlist is the Financial Freedom Blueprints. So you can check it under Dr. Linda Paduel or under Investornomy. So I hope you go to check it out. That way you get all that we've talked about so far under financial freedom. But today we're going to focus on what financial freedom is not. It's not like it's not only important for you to know what something is, it's also important for you to know what the thing is not, right? In fact, knowing what something is not is so essential. It's so essential. It really helps, especially when you are defining things. So let's get into it. A while ago, like what led to this topic? A while ago, I was giving a lecture to a group of people on financial freedom. But even before that lecture, I tried to figure out what is it that people think financial freedom is. So I posted it on my social media and I was asking people, hey, what do you think financial freedom is? But during that lecture, I also asked people as well. So I noticed that I noticed something weird. I noticed that different persons have different definitions for what financial freedom is. In fact, a lot of the definitions are not related. I was like, how is this even possible? Right? Now, let's talk about the common ways people define financial freedom from all the responses that I got. The first one is they will say financial freedom means frequent vacation. Let's look at them. Frequent vacation, which means you are traveling all the time to different countries, to different places. You know, people love that. You show yourself in flight, like inside a plane or private jet or whatever you use, right? And you talk about your trips, and people are like, "Woo, she have got to financial freedom." Then another way people define financial freedom is never have to work again. Like people said, if they were in a position to never have to work again, they would feel like they've gotten financial freedom. Then other people define financial freedom as unrestricted spending ability. They just want to have enough money to buy whatever they want whenever they want it. And so then the fourth one is ability to buy unlimited luxury. So this is not just buying what you want, but like to buy the things we call luxury, the fashion, the big house, the big car, and the latest edition of things and stuff like that, right? And I'll tell you, I used to be on that list of people who will define financial freedom in these ways, right? As I mentioned, a lot of the ways people define financial freedom did not really they don't present themselves as being the same thing. So this got me thinking. And luckily, until I met wisdom, right, which is what I'm sharing with you today, until I met wisdom. So I also want you to know that the fact that different persons are defining financial freedom differently means that financial freedom is not well understood by many people. Financial freedom is not well understood by many people. All right, now let's use example. So imagine I bring this thing out, right? And I say, what is this? What's your answer? If I say, what is this? What's your answer? You can drop a comment. What is this? What's your answer? The answer is a book. This is a book. I hardly we ask, like if I ask you, you say it's a book. If I ask someone else, they will say it's a book. If you were to go on the street and ask like 10 persons what this is, what is this, right? Their answer will be like, it's a book. But why is that the case? Why is it that up to 10 people, up to 20 people up to whatever number of people you show this to and ask them what it is, that they're going to tell you that is a book. Why is that? Because this is understood. A book, what a book is understood. So people don't guess. Okay. Now, what if I say, what is this? What is this? Look at it very well. What is it? Now, I would imagine that you don't know what this is. But not just that. If I ask you what this is, many people will not say, I don't know what this is. What do you think they're going to say? They'll be like, they'll start guessing. They will start guessing to explain to me what this. They will say, it's a square, it's a rectangle, it's an item. Then they'll start guessing. They rarely will even say that they don't know, right? As many people as possible that you show this to ask them what it is, they're going to give you an answer. But let's see. Let me hear from you. What is this? Guess what? Even me don't know what this is. I literally pulled it out from a box, a gift box. All right. I literally pulled it out. Now let me show you the back. I literally pulled it out from a gift box. So I don't know what this is, but I want you to know that when I asked you what this is, you didn't know, but yet you can't say you don't know. Then you start guessing. Maybe it's this, maybe it's that. That's what happened to financial freedom. Because people don't know what financial freedom is, they start guessing. Oh, frequent vacation, never have to work again, unlimited luxury, ability to spend, ability to do and they're saying different things because they are guessing, right? So I want you to know that when something is not known, guessing comes in. And that is what leads to having different definitions for the same thing. So when you see people defining one thing as different things, it should tell you that thing is not known. And that is the exact place financial freedom is now. But let's look at something deeper. What's really going on here? The different people defining financial freedom differently because they don't know what financial freedom is also means that it starts making financial freedom to look optional, right? It's not making financial freedom to look optional. Let's take a look at that. So let's assume that we define financial freedom as monthly vacation, frequent vacation. Who here wants to have frequent vacation? Let me explain to you. Even if your vacations were fully paid for, do you think you can travel every month to a different country, live there? Do you think you can do that? Assuming that all expenses paid. Think about what I'm saying. Think. All expenses paid. Vacation every month. Do you think you can take advantage of that? Even if you say yes, I put it to you that the answer is no. Because many people have not been in that situation. For me, I traveled at a time. I'm like, I'm done. And I said, at that point, I started sending people to travel, people who have not traveled before. I'll just pay for their trip and they'll travel. Because I traveled and I got tired of traveling. In fact, the one that broke the camel's back was one time I traveled from Canada to Australia. The trip was so long, and getting there, the time difference has swapped. 12 hours difference. So it's like their night is our day, and like vice versa. So it's like a complete swap. It's not like 3 hours jet lag issues and all of that. So it was crazy. So I'm trying to tell you that even if somebody was paying for your vacation every month, if you do it for 6 months, you'll be like, no, I'm done. So thinking that financial freedom is frequent vacation, I want you to know that you may define it that way, but it's not even feasible, even if all your vacation were paid for. If I say who here never want to work again, are you going to raise your hand? Maybe yes, maybe no, right? But let me tell you something. If you have studied the history of even people, you see people that will say, I sold my business, I had so much money, I traveled. I remember reading this book by Kevin O'Leary. Yeah, I remember. Let me get it from my library. This book, Kevin O'Leary, he's a Canadian he's a Canadian. Let's just keep it at that. But I remember reading this book by Kevin O'Larry where he was saying that when he sold his business, they gave him some money and he traveled for 1 year and he was tired. And he was tired. So never have to work again sounds like financial freedom until you get to that stage. But the only reason it sounds desirable to people is because many people have not gotten to that stage. If you get to a stage where you have all the money you need, you see that you still have to work. You will still have to work. Even if you rest for 1 year, you get tired of resting. Think of many people that we talk about, like maybe they've retired. You see a lot of people who have retired now. They are serving as consultants. They are going somewhere to volunteer. Why is that the case? As humans, we need to work. But many people think that never have to work again is financial freedom. But I want you to know that that's not it. All right. Who here wants non-stop shopping? Have you noticed that many people you call very rich people these days, they don't even buy trending fashions? Have you noticed it? It gets tiring. So it's only desirable for the person who have not gotten there. When you get there, you see that it's like a mirage. You get there, you think that once I get here, I'll be happy, everything will be all sorted. Then when you get there, you see that no, there's nothing here. This is not what I've been looking for. All right. So this misunderstanding deter people from pursuing financial freedom. This erroneous definition of what financial freedom is deter people. How is it that it deter people? Many people start treating financial freedom as optional, because when I now say, oh, never have to work, you're like, I don't really mind working. So now it looks like if financial freedom is for you, never have to work, but you don't mind working, now financial freedom becomes optional, right? If financial freedom is frequent vacation, but you're not really a vacation person, then financial freedom looks optional, right? So the point is that when you erroneously define financial freedom, it starts making financial freedom to look optional to you. Meanwhile, it is not. Financial freedom is a need for every human. We'll get to that. All right. So let's look at deeper issues with this common erroneous definition of financial freedom again. When you think about frequent vacation, who is likely to desire frequent vacation? Think. Again, think. Who is likely to desire frequent vacation? Who? Right? These are people who are overburdened and burnt out from the work that they do. And you see somebody require, I want frequent vacation. I want to be taking vacation every time, every month, check it. The deeper issue is that they feel overburdened, they feel burnt out. They are feeling burnout. This is why they feel like they need vacation. And guess what? Burnout doesn't come from doing too much. It comes from feeling like it comes from feeling that you are not making an impact with what you are doing, or you're not making enough deeper impact with what you're doing. So when people feel burnout, they start looking for frequent vacation. And guess what? Frequent vacation does not even fix burnout. For people experiencing burnout, you will travel. Even while you are there, you are still so stressed out, and you will come back still stressed out. Think about it. Think of your job. Think of your business. If for anybody listening to me right now currently feels burnout, you will see that even when you take vacation days, you sleep, you do something, but yet you return to work, the burnout persists. So you are looking for frequent vacation, thinking that's financial freedom, thinking that it will solve the real problem that is going deeper, that is going on within you, but it will not. All right. So now, if you think about never have to work again, who is likely to desire this? Who is the person who is desiring to never have to work again? That's someone who does not derive meaning and satisfaction from what they are currently doing. So I'm trying to point out to you that our desires, there's a deeper thing driving those desires. And if you can look at the deeper thing, then we're going to see how to solve those deeper issues. Because I can tell you for sure, how to solve it has not been public knowledge before now. Or, well, not put together in this format. All right. So what they are really saying is that they don't want to work. They don't want to work only for the purpose of making money. People who tell you they never want to work again is because they are probably doing the job that they just work to make money so that they can pay their bills, work, make money. They're like, can I just stop doing this? Right? It's not that if you give them all the money they need, that they won't work. They will work. But what is the difference between the work they will do after they've gotten all the money they need and the work they are currently doing now? The difference is that right now the person is working for money solely. And after they get all the money they need, they are going to do work that they truly want to do, that they are very good at, that they enjoy, right? So when somebody say never have to work again is what they are desiring, I want you to know that the real problem is because they are not doing their life work. They are not doing their purpose-driven work. All right. So now look at, if somebody is looking for unrestricted spend, the ability to spend, buy everything you want, who is likely to desire this? Someone who feels empty, who needs to fill their life with stuff. You buy things, you fill your life. So when you are looking for unrestricted spending, it is because inside there's that emptiness. There's that emptiness that needs to be filled. All right. Now, ability to afford luxury. Who is likely to desire this? Well, generally everyone, but who is likely to need this? I need to buy luxury. I need to buy the latest bag that just got released. I need to buy the latest belt. I need to buy the latest car. I need the biggest house possible. No matter how big your house is, you're still going to sleep in one room. And even in that one room, you can't sleep everywhere. You sleep in one bed. Most likely, you're going to sleep at one corner of your bed. So, what you truly need in life is not defined by, like, how the shelter you need in life is not defined by how big your house is. You have basically, but why is it that somebody will feel like if they've not gotten 20-bedroom flats put together, or 20-bedroom house, they've not made it in life? That ability to afford luxury in an unlimited fashion. Who is likely to desire it? Yes, everybody, but who is likely to need it? Let's put it that way. I want you that these are people looking to be like, what is the real reason? People want to be acknowledged, they want to be admired by others, right? Someone seeking validation that they are important. These are the root cause. Yes, many of these people who even have this have low self-esteem. I'll give you an example. Recently, I was watching a reality TV show. Well. If you know me very well, you know that I'm a movie lover. Okay, I was watching a reality TV show. This really caught my attention because there was this woman. She was shown as a CEO. Apparently, she's trying to start a business of her own. So she was telling another woman that one of the reasons she needs to start this business for herself is because she always feel like when they invite them to places or to parties, big parties, they are very rich. When they invite them to parties and all of that, she feels like she's just somebody's plus one. Apparently, her husband is a well-known businessman who has made money. So she's married to this man, and they are, if you look at them, she has a very luxury-filled life. Okay, but then here she is saying to supposedly a friend that she's trying to start this business because she feels like a plus one to when they a plus one to her husband when they invite them to parties, which means she doesn't feel like she's the important one. She feels like she's just here to support an important one, right? And guess what? She was saying this thing inside a private jet. A private jet that she or her family have rented to take her to a business meeting. So somebody is in a private jet going to a business meeting, trying to start her own business. But when you look at her from the outside, you admire her, right? Which is what luxury does. But on the inside, she has this low self-esteem, right? So I want you to know that when people are looking for unlimited luxury, most times they are looking for things to cover the low self-esteem that is inside. But the question is, what is the root cause of this low self-esteem? is because they do not feel like they are making impact in the world. So what I'm trying to explain to you is that instead of looking for other things to use to, it's like there's a hole, low self-esteem. So instead of trying to cover that low self-esteem with, you know, luxury bag, luxury house, luxury car, luxury plane, right? How about we treat the root cause? You have low self-esteem because you are not being productive in the world. You're not making an impact. How about we look for what is going to help you to make this impact? How do you get to making this impact, doing a meaningful work? Because once you can solve this, all of this wrapper that you use to wrap the low self-esteem self become unnecessary. They will not become, like, they become irrelevant. You will not need them again. Okay, so many of these desires that we call financial freedom are stemming from something deeper. And I'm going to, like, if you've been following my video, you've already seen this, but I'm still going to talk about it. Like the financial freedom that solves the real problem, not the financial freedom that serves as a wrapper to cover the real problem. Okay, so I want you to know that ultimately, all humans are looking for what? Dignity. They are looking for meaning. We want to know that our life matters, that our life have meaning, that we are doing something meaningful, something purposeful. We're looking for dignity. This is what we are looking for. But sometimes, because we don't know how to solve this problem, we start looking for proxies, something we can do. I don't feel meaningful. Maybe if I drive the biggest car, people will think I'm important. You see? But what you are really looking for is how to feel important. Why is it that you feel empty? Those are the things we've discussed. Luckily, there is a way to achieve this dignity, which is what? Identifying your natural talents, refining it, and using it to help other humans. That is the real way to find dignity. And the whole, like, for you to do this, do you want me to repeat it? The way to find dignity, the way to give your life meaning, so that you're not looking for what to use to add on top to cover it. The way to really be important on this earth is to identify your natural talent, refine it, and use it to serve the world, use it to serve others. Of course, when you are doing this, guess what? People pay you for it because you're adding value to their life. They pay you for it. This is how you make money. This is how you become rich. This is how you become wealthy. This is how you get to have every other thing you are looking for. But the primary thing is that you do a meaningful work. You identify your natural talent, refine it, and use it to serve others. So think about it this way. It's like from ground up. Meanwhile, some people are looking at the top. So when you have financial freedom, eventually you'll be able to afford cars, you'll be able to afford houses, you'll be able to afford everything you want. Not the makeshift version, like the one you really want. Okay, not the makeshift version. And you, most importantly, internally, you'll be solid. But if you go looking for the big house, the big car, the unlimited vacation, never working again, which is on the surface, even when you get those things, you still feel empty. And first of all, it is harder to get those things. Many people who are looking for unlimited vacation, the question is, have they gotten it? It's not just enough to look for it. Will you get it? How can you get unlimited vacation? Now, when somebody say unlimited vacation, you may be thinking, oh, I need to get dressed, pack my bag, and go from one country to another, or from one place to another, or to a place that is dedicated to play, right? Well, let me tell you something. Let's assume that you are working for yourself. You are in charge of your time. You choose to work 3 days a week because you even want to work. What are you getting? You are getting unlimited vacation. Do you know that? On your own terms. Unlimited vacation. If I choose not to work next month, nothing will happen. I will sit down and watch movie all day. Nothing is going to happen. That's unlimited vacation. So I choose when I want to work. And funny enough, guess what? When you're doing what you enjoy, some people think that because I like if you say you choose what to when to work, they would say, oh, most likely you choose to work small. No, I choose to work a lot because I enjoy what I'm doing. I can wake up by 2 a.m. and I'm working, and I don't mind. Do you get the point? So the reason somebody is thinking that if you choose the hour to work, you're going to choose 1 hour is because the person is still thinking from the past. Like they're still imagining it through the lens of the work they do that they don't really want to do. So if you ask them to choose when they are going to work, they're like, I won't even work. If you're doing meaningful work, if you're doing what you enjoy, if you're doing what you love, if you know that showing up here today is going to help somebody and set them on the right path so that they too can go achieve their purpose in life, then you come alive. To work becomes to enjoy. To work becomes to be happy. To work becomes to make more impact. So why wouldn't you want that? I'm trying to call your attention. It seems you got this. It seems you got this twisted. It seems you got it backward. I want you to really reflect on this discussion today. Don't just watch it and think that it's one of those things you watch on social media and you keep going. This is a call for you to reflect deeper. Some of the things you call financial freedom, the way you define financial freedom need to be re-examined. So I want you to know that we talked about dignity, we talked about meaningful work. To effectively do this, we need freedom from financial fears. That's where financial freedom comes in. To effectively do your meaningful work, do your impact, you need freedom from financial fears so that you can focus on pursuing that work that has meaning, using your natural talent to serve others. You need freedom from financial fears. Why is that necessary? Because if you're always worried about how you're going to eat, you're not like sometimes you're refining your talent. It may take 2 to 3 years before you can commercialize it. You can't do that if you're so worried about what you're going to eat the next day. If you're so worried about how you're going to pay your rent or mortgage the following month. And that fear, because the fear of shelter, the fear of food, talking about Maslow hierarchy of needs. When you are still at that survival, when your brain feels like you are still looking for how to survive next month, next 2 months, before the end of the year, your brain just turn like it's like you just dull or blow or every other thing and keep you focused on that survival. So when you have freedom from financial fears, what happens is that it allows your brain to naturally open up to see other things you're supposed to be doing. If you don't cure the fear, the financial fear of survival, you shut yourself down. And that's exactly what you don't want. And that's exactly what is keeping people from pursuing life of purpose, from using their natural talents, refining it and using it to bless humanity. That's what is keeping them. So financial freedom means freedom from financial fears, freedom from the fear of survival, freedom from the fear of the money you need for survival. Once you get that sorted, it is so easy for you to do the next thing. To say, hey, what am I really good at? What work should I choose? What should I do? Where is my natural talent? Where should I deploy it? Should I start my own business and actually go ahead and start it? Or should I think I'll make better impact working with other people? Maybe I don't have natural talent for starting a business, right? Or, oh, I think I'm going to go work for the government and help set policies that will help humanity, that will help other humans. And see that, like it's easier to think like that when you are not afraid of how you're going to survive. in the next 6 months, in the next 1 year. So except you cure that fear, you will continue to think about survival and it will blow every other thing out and you will continue to feel empty. All right. So I want you to know that freedom from financial fears of survival is what we call financial freedom. All right. And I want you to also know that financial freedom is not the end, it is a means to an end. Hey, did you grab that? Financial freedom is not the end, it is a means to an end. What does this mean? It means that you are not looking for financial freedom so that you can be like, oh, eventually I'm financially free and then that's it. No, you're supposed to get enough resources to cover your expenses, let's say for the next 3 years, in order for you, so that you cure that financial fear of survival, the fear of survival that like you cure that fear that, hey, how am I going to survive? And then because that fear is cured, right, you then go ahead to do the work, your work on earth, which is what? Identify your natural talent, the one you were born with. Refine it and use it to serve others, commercialize it. When I say commercialize it, I don't necessarily mean it must be in a business format. It could be getting employed in a business. It could be working for government. It could be starting your own business. That's fine. But are you what's the work you're doing right now? Does it directly align with using your natural talents? If not, that's the root cause of your problem. The business you are doing now, is it directly in line with your natural talents? If no, that's the root cause of your problem. Even if you are working for the government, is this in line with your natural talents? If no, this is the problem. This is the root cause of your problem. And you cannot correct it except you have enough resources to quench the fear of survival. You have enough resources, especially financial resources, to quench the fear of survival, so that everything that has been blurred from your focus can reappear back. Okay? So I think I've explained that, or with everything we've said right now, I want you to know that financial freedom is a necessity, right? If you see all the things we've discussed, you see that financial freedom is a necessity. It is not optional. Because why is that? Everybody, including you, including me, we want to live a purposeful life. We want to know that we matter. We want to know that our work have meaning, our work have impact, right? Even you. That's what you want. So to do this, you need financial freedom, which is financial resources to quench the fear of survival, to allow you to go identify your natural talent, refine it, and use it to help humanity. In other words, commercialize it. Here's food for thought. Do you feel fulfilled? Do you feel fulfilled by what you currently do for a living? This is the food for thought. Do you feel fulfilled by what you currently do for a living? If no, what is the reason? If yes, what is the reason? Don't just say yes, don't just say no. I want you to attach a why to it. You say, yes, I feel fulfilled by what I do for a living. And here is why. If you can answer this question like this, then think it's good. Also ask yourself, if the answer is no, I don't feel fulfilled by what I do for a living. Why is that? Identify it. Don't run away from this question, because what some people do is that they run away from the question. They don't want to even ask themselves like that. It's as if they are sleepwalking through life, right? Like, I go to work, I go to meetings. I go and meet my clients. I go home. I go to my kids. Like some people just sleepwalk through life, afraid to ask the deeper question. Why am I here? Is life just about work, pay bills, work, pay bills, work, pay bills, work, pay bills, and to the end of my life? Don't be afraid to ask yourself the deeper questions. Okay. So in this section, we talked about what financial freedom is not, which means financial freedom is not frequent vacation. Financial freedom is not never have to work again. Financial freedom is not unlimited shopping experience. Financial freedom is not having all the luxury. There are people who are rich by the world definition. They have big house, they have big car, they travel, but they are unable to sustain themselves for 1 year if money is not coming in. Do you get? So having a lot of money does not even equate financial freedom. You can have a lot of money that you squander in 1 month or in 2 months. It is the knowledge of what financial freedom is, and then actively going on to set it up for yourself. Your living expenses for 3 years, kept aside, invested. That is what cures the fear of survival and allows you to go live your dream, to go identify your natural talent, refine it, and use it to serve humanity. And at the organizational level, 3 years of operating expenses, that is what gives an organization the calmness of mind to continue to either produce products or continue to produce products that help humans. If not, the organization will switch from helping humans, right, to just making money or to just appeasing their investors. There are some organizations today, their ultimate goal is to make their investors happy. Why is that? They're not financially free. For an organization to fulfill its purpose, that organization have to have financial freedom, which is at least 3 years of operating expenses kept somewhere invested. If you are always 2 months away from running out of payroll, 6 months away from running out of payroll, you can't focus. You can't focus on your real mission as an organization. If somebody else is providing you with the money, therefore pulling strings on you, deciding what you're going to focus on next, you can't even have a constant focus. Your focus will be doing what your donors asked you to do instead of doing what you created this organization to do. Recently, someone told me about a conversation with someone, and was trying to get these people on board for a partnership, and the founder of the organization, the person was talking to, said, oh, right now we're focused on doing what our funders want. Funders, FUNDER, which is like donors. What our funders want. So the question is, why did you create the organization? Was this organization created to do the will of funders? Ask yourself that. Before I entered the business world, I was more in the non-profit world. I know the drill. The constant writing of proposal. And before you write 20 proposals in a year, you look at yourself and you say, what is this all about? Because the mission you talked about in proposal 1, when you get to proposal 20, is very different. But why is that? You have to keep tweaking the mission, changing the mission, adjusting the mission, repackaging the mission to fit the purpose of the funder, of the donor. If you don't do it, you won't get the funding. So to get the funding, you adjust. But after some time, it's like you're adjusting small. But before you know it, you move from this direction to this direction. But it doesn't happen at once. It's like small, 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 small. But why is that? Because the organization you are running is not financially free. So, and I'm going to at the non-profit level, because at the business level, it kind of makes sense. So I'm trying to say, even if your organization is a non-profit, don't think this does not apply to you. And if it's a for-profit organization, even worse. Many entrepreneurs today start up a business to do something. Before you know it, they've like the mission has changed. Not because the founder want to change it, not because the entrepreneur want to change it, but to get the money they were supposed to get, they have to adjust in a certain way. But adjusting it by itself is not bad. But when you start adjusting, that you adjust out of vision, that is where the problems start coming in. And how you solve that problem is through getting financial freedom for your organization. This is now aside getting financial freedom for individuals. So I'm saying that even organizations, even companies need financial freedom too. Again, if you look at everything I've said from the organizational lens, financial freedom does not mean that your founder is hanging out with big people, getting invited to big parties. It does not mean your organization is financially free. That you even raised $1 million from investors does not mean your organization is financially free. Those who have done that know so. They know that they're never free. What is $1 million? Even those who have raised 100 million from funders, from investors, they even know that their organization is not even financially free. And if you listen to some of their testimonies, you will see that the more money you raise, the worse it becomes. You almost, even as the entrepreneur, you almost start having no say. Everything you do is to appease the people who gave you money. You need financial freedom if you need to accomplish your mission, whether you are an individual or you represent an organization. All right. Again, the food for thought is: do you feel fulfilled by what you do for a living? If it's an organization, if you own an organization, do you feel fulfilled by what your organization does right now? Are you doing it to help people to make genuine money, or you're doing it to appease the people who that gave you money? Somebody will say both. Really is. It's difficult to serve two masters at the same time, right? I'm not even the one who said that. It's difficult to serve two masters at the same time. People want to tell you that, yeah, I can serve my investors, and I can also serve my customers, and everybody will be happy. True. But one usually comes first. And if you don't have financial freedom, if your organization does not have financial freedom, it is impossible for you to prioritize your customers. You are going to prioritize your investors. So immediately your mission is already moving from serving people to serving investors. You have already changed your direction right in front of you, even if you are still focusing on the same products. Anyway, again, I'm also calling you to look at all the lectures in the financial freedom playlist on YouTube. You find it, you can say the financial freedom blueprint. You can just say maybe the financial freedom blueprint, Dr. Linda Padua, or Investornomy. Search, then it will bring it out for you. All right? To bring it out for you. Catch up. You need this. Take good care of yourself till I see you again.